Hi, I'm Dani Gasparini, and welcome to this segment of Penn Voice. I am joined today by Aubrey Merriman, who is the CEO of the Boys and Girls Club of North San Mateo County. Aubrey, welcome. I'm so very excited. Do you know you have a fan club in San Mateo County?
I did not know that.
You do.
I'd
when
love to hear that.
When I first met you, Roseanne Faust from SAMC, San Mateo County Economic Association, said you have to meet Aubrey. He's like the greatest leader ever. So anyway, welcome.
Oh, thank you for having me.
It's a great time to meet you. So tell our viewers a little bit about the Boys and Girls Club, if they might not already know what the Boys and Girls Club does.
Absolutely. Well, let me start by saying I'm a big fan of Roseanne Faust.
Okay.
Mutual admiration society there. Since 1953, the Boys and Girls Club have been enabling and inspiring young people, 6 to 18, to realize their full potential and to be contributing citizens to their communities. And so we do that in a number of ways, but we're embedded in the community. We've been doing that for 60 plus years. And the focus of our program, for us, our formula for impact, really centers around 5 key components. The first component is building programming that creates a sense of safety, programming that allows our young people to be meaningfully involved and engaged, programs that allow our kids to interact and build relationships with caring and committed adults, programming that is skills developing and specific for our population, and programs that are fun but purposeful and outcomes driven. So that's sort of the framework for which the Boys and Girls Club delivers its program. Historically, people may think of the Boys and Girls Club as a swim and gym or an after-school drop-off, and that's we're the furthest thing from that. Our programs are really...
The program's quite evolved today.
Absolutely is.
So what makes it real unique? You have this very, I would say, complex idea of the kids. So you're looking at all aspects of youth in school. So what makes you unique versus another youth serving program?
Absolutely it. Youth serving programs are all great.
Right.
I can't speak to their specifics. I can certainly speak to what we do, but what we've found is that a lot of youth-specific and youth service organizations focus on specific aspects. Youth service organization can say we want to focus on academics, we want to focus on athletics, we want to focus on workforce development. What the Boys and Girls Club does is we take a holistic view of our young people and say we want to serve the whole child. And what does that mean? For us, it means that we want to focus on 4 key areas of development. One is academic and career development. So we're supporting their academic track and their professional development in careers. We also want to focus on healthy lifestyles and being physically active and physically fit. We also want to focus on good leadership and citizenship and developing those skills with our young people. And we also want to focus on the arts. And so it's not uncommon in a Boys and Girls Club programming day that you have the ability to work on a 3D printer, do some robotics, have cooking, do some athletics.
Edit music and film.
Digital media, music and film. And so we try to look at the entire child holistically, and we also want to make sure that our programs are tied into that holistic view.
You know, and just from sitting on the outside, I think that makes the student more committed to the program because there is all of those different aspects that they can explore. One, the track that they perhaps like best. And they feel most comfortable with, whether it's athletics or tutoring or school.
Wonderful.
But then they can explore kind of the creative side in this media side of what you do. So I love that idea. And I think you actually left out one part, and that is the support of the family. Because the child is sort of that core, but then you also are supporting that family in ensuring that they have a really good rooted system to succeed in as well. Absolutely,
absolutely. And I think 2 of the things that we really want to try to do is have real strong partnerships with families and the schools. And with families, we want to make sure that we are a place that they trust, that they know that a young person will get developed, that they know there's an environment that has expectations and recognition, and there's an environment in which we invite parents to get engaged to the level that they feel comfortable getting involved. So for a lot of our parents, I would say a fourth of our families, 1 in every 4 of our families, of our kids, earn less than $30,000 a year. So you can imagine the demands and the toll that takes on a single parent household oftentimes, or 2 working parents, to have a safe, trusting place and a community that cares for their kids. And so it's really big. So we like to say that we serve the child holistically, with the recognition is that that child is part of an ecosystem that includes the family, and includes the schools, and includes a larger community, and making sure that the child is aware of their broader community and where they fit into all of that.
You know, you mentioned previous to that the partnership you have with the schools. That's just not by name or by saying the words. You really do have strong partnership with the schools that your after-school students attend. So tell us a little bit about that.
Absolutely. So in scope, we serve 2,600 kids. We have 6 sites. 4 of those sites are in South San Francisco. Of those 4 sites, 2 of those sites are actually on school campuses. And so we sit down with the superintendent of the South San Francisco Unified School District, Dr. Shantara Moore, and her team. In fact, we hosted a lunch earlier in April. And the purpose of the lunch was to bring together the middle school principals. And we know that there's a relative dearth of teen-specific programming in San Mateo, in particular in North San Mateo County, where we serve. And we wanted to be part of the solution to that. So that lunch meeting was an opportunity for us to strategize around how we better measure success, how we better measure progress, and what our relationships are with the schools. So our relationship with the schools entails us being on campus, delivering our programs on the school sites. For those programs where we don't have school sites, we have van services that go to the schools, picks up our kids, brings them to the club. We're in constant communication with the teachers to look at systematic ways in which we can track academic performance. We want to make sure that our programs are a continuation of the skills that are required in the schools, but they're also a platform for young people to develop new passions and explore new interests. So we try to work as in lockstep as possible with our schools, and we try to become a part of the school ecosystem. Joint trainings, attending staff meetings. You know, we really want to talk the talk and walk the walk when we're talking about partnership and collaboration with our schools.
What I love about the Boys and Girls Club in general is that the students will pay a nominal membership fee, if you will. But the majority of your budget, I'm going to say the large majority of your budget, has to come from philanthropy. How do you achieve that, and how can we support you?
Absolutely. I appreciate you asking that. All of our dollars are raised, and so while we do charge a modest membership fee, and for us that helps with the operation, but also creates more buy-in.
I agree.
Figuratively and literally from the parents and the kids. But we raise our dollars, and the way the public can support our efforts is to really learn a little bit more about the club and really understand that every dollar can have an impact to change a life. Every minute of time that's volunteered. 2 particular opportunities that we're really looking at is how do we engage volunteers? So if there are people in your audience who are interested in making a commitment to volunteer as a tutor on a weekly basis, and if that's too much of a commitment, would they be willing to come out as part of a company or individually or a service group to do a 1-day volunteer service opportunities? I promise that the volunteers that come out, the feedback is often they feel a little bit guilty because they say, I left with so much more than I actually gave that I'm feeling sort of bad in ways, and we like that feeling. And then we're also hosting a lunch. It's the first annual Where Great Futures Begins luncheon on June 22nd at the Bass Cultural Center in South San Francisco, and it's from 11:30 to 1. It's an opportunity for people to come out, hear about the organization, hear about the vision and the direction, hear from our club kids and the impact of the program. And also we hope that they would be inspired to somehow deepen their engagement, either financially or from a time standpoint or from a resources standpoint.
Well, Aubrey, we are out of time, so I want to encourage all of our viewers to jump on your website. Don't ever think that their time, treasure, or talent is too little or too big. They should just call you and engage in a conversation about how they might support. Thanks, Aubrey, for joining us and telling us a little bit more about the Boys and Girls Club of North San Mateo County. And we'll see all of you next time on Penn Voice.